I'm having trouble trying to sleep.
We're gonna try to solve that sleeping problem today.
I'm counting sheep but running out. As time ticks by,
Tick-tock.
still I try.
Yeah, we try every day.
No rest for cross-chops in my mind. On my own, here we go.
And here we go on the Unleashed Radio Hour, ladies and gentlemen. Glad to be back with you here again on this fabulous Monday. I say fabulous because the weather's nice outside. I say fabulous because I'm vertical. Hey, look, and I know there's a lot going on. There's a lot of things that we're going to address today. There's a lot of things that are out there that are in the way of us unleashing the best of what we can do day in and day out. And we're going to try to talk about that here today when we're going to give strategies on how to overcome adversity. But before we do so, what I want to start out here real quick on the very opening of this show. Today is the 16th anniversary, as though we need to be reminded of September 11th and the attacks on the American soil, on our way of life, on our democracy, and on our peace. What we're going to do is we're going to take a short pause, and we're going to give a moment of silence here when we come back. And so I want you to be paused with us. I want you to be thinking about all those that are impacted, not only by Hurricane Harvey, Hurricane Irma, and everything that's going on in the craziness of the world. We're going to come back and lift that up here right after these messages.
It's estimated that 9 out of 10 individual investors fight a losing battle against the big institutions. So what can you do about it? Hi, I'm Mary Beth Motisi, owner of Online Trading Academy here in Houston. Listen to Power Trading Hour to learn how the markets really work and how to think and act like the professionals. Call us at 281-820-8905 to register for our complimentary half-day class. Find out more at HoustonOTA.com and listen to Power Trading Hour, weekdays at 2 p.m. on Business 1110 KTEK.
My mom's a breast cancer survivor. The United Breast Cancer Foundation saved her life, and they need your help so they can continue saving more women's lives. Help them by donating your car. They'll provide fast, free 24-hour pickup, and you receive a charitable tax deduction. They take cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs, running or not. Call 24 hours a day, 800-478-6860. Your donation could literally save women's lives. Call today, 800-478-6860. That's 800-478-6860.
This is Business 1110.
All right, we're back, ladies and gentlemen. We're rocking and rolling here, as always, on the Unleashed Radio Hour. I am your host, Ron Klinger, and this is a production of Motivational Transitions. You can learn more by going out to motivationaltransitions.com. Again, excited to be here in studio, live and in living color on Business 1110 KTEK, 1110 AM on the dial here in H-Town, streaming live out there on Facebook. Hey, look, I started it out in the opening segment, and what I want to do here for just a brief moment is we're going to give a pause. We're going to give a moment of silence and reflection today as we honor the fallen from September 11th, honor any of those who had fallen in the service to our country since then, as well as anyone directly and negatively impacted by loss of life in Hurricane Harvey and Hurricane Irma. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for that momentary pause of silence as we lift those up, said a little prayer here while I was in studio. Look, challenges and adversity, it's abounding right now. And what I want to do, and not to step back or to depress, but to hopefully inspire and motivate and get you going. So in that regards, hey, there's a little red whistle out there. All right, I'm missing my partner here. I don't know where he's at, but he loves a little red whistle, right? Taking care of business, doing what he's doing out there. And look, I also have to toot my whistle. All right, that was a good one for that, is I have to, and I'm showing this out on Facebook, I'm excited because I have got flash drives, Flash drives. People are sending in flash drives. So I brought the package that I got out of the mailbox today. I'm so excited you can go out with flash drives. What are you talking about? Flash drives? No, it's not playoffs either. Of course, we won't talk about that with our football performance in this town from yesterday. But that's another story for another day, another adversity that I'm not quite sure I'm a professional to help with that one. But I can help you get on your road to recovery. And that is the purpose and the point of the USB flash drive here on the Unleashed Radio Hour. If you go out to unleashedradiohour.com, again, go out to unleashedradiohour.com, click on Harvey Resources, right? There's a link out there to help people who have been impacted. Heck, and I think this even probably applies to those who have been directly impacted by Hurricane Irma. For those that may know folks in Florida, people who are being impacted, flooded, and other areas, look, it's out there as well, too. I should just put it Hurricane Recovery Resource instead of Harvey, but it's Harvey because our audience primarily is here in Houston and in the area that was Houston strong and impacted. But one of the things I'm doing out there is this USB flash drive so that individuals who have been flooded, who their homes have been damaged, their contents have been damaged, I am actually doing a drive. And again, I went to the mailbox, was so excited today. I went early this morning because kids are back in school. Woohoo! Yes, that was an excitement for me, right? Because they get back in flow of things, and I think that's absolutely necessary to celebrate that we're getting back to life, getting back to some of whatever does resemble normalcy in your world. But I've got a nice package out there. I can tell they went out to the website because I got the 4 flash drives with the exact brand that I put out there and advertised. Look, it's like $22. You can ship it to me directly. The address is on the website, unleashedradiohour.com. Click on Harvey Resources. I already have 2 of them I'm dedicating to people that I know. They're already gone. So I'm moving them. I'm putting information out there for folks to help them in their road to recovery. And that's one of the things that I think is absolutely critical is that look, we have to be, when we face challenge or we face adversity, and again, this is really slanted right now to the immediacy of Hurricane Harvey, Hurricane Irma, and the natural disasters that we can't control Mother Nature. And I'm not going to get into this whole debate about climate, not climate, whatever. We've been having hurricanes for years, right? And it just so happened that this is the year that our area was impacted. I don't have another way to put it. I'm not going to sit here and complain. I'm not going to sit here and moan and groan. It happened. But there are people. And I had a great conversation today. I say great in the fact that it warmed my heart that I was able to pick up the phone. I talked to somebody who was directly impacted today, who I don't know very well. But you know what? The greatest thing that got me choked up was the fact that just talking to somebody who's been there. Our house was flooded at Hurricane Ike in 2008. I know what it's like to go through the process of removing your home, damaged items, demolishing sheetrock, ripping up carpet and floors, and then trying to get on the road to recovery and being able to talk to somebody and share. I understand. I've been there, which is why I have the resources that I do out on the website at unleashedradiohour.com. Click on Harvey Resources and share the ever-loving good out of the good that I'm trying to do with the show and with the website. On there, one of the important things, and I was reminded today, I saw an article out there online, and I'm trying to remember what news source it is because I see things multiple times. But one of the key things that it was an interview with individuals who have recovered and who have been impacted and their lives have continued on when they've been flooded, whether it was Hurricane Rita, Katrina, Sandy up on the northeast coast, up in the Jersey area, right? And Rhode Island and that whole entire area in the New England states that got impacted. You will get on with this. And that is really the first piece that I want to talk about, and why I'm sharing those resources is there's ways to get out there. But the other thing that was in that article that was really important, really important, was document. And I've been preaching and I've been teaching that. I've got people who are out there who work in the service industry, who are helping people do what they do. Tons of people who are out there volunteering. If you're volunteering, fabulous. We applaud you. Can we get an amen? Amen. We got that amen in here. That's your giving. But make sure that you're also sharing with those that are impacted. Hey, have you documented? Can I take pictures for you? Is your camera broke? Does your cell phone work? Can we save the pictures of the documentation of the damage in your home, your damaged contents? Because some people say, well, I don't have flood insurance. Okay, but you know what? I don't care what resource, financial or other assistance that's going to be given. If there are things and items and contents in your home that were damaged because your home flooded, you need proof and documentation of the damage. period, end of conversation. Hey, listen, speaking of conversation, if you'd like to get involved in the conversation, feel free to give us a call, 713-785-1817. That telephone number again here is 713-785-1817. You can also reach us on the Motivational Transitions text line. I've got that up here live in studio at 281-892-1972. That number again, 281-892-1972. Now, look, I'm going to start to move a little bit away from very specific hurricane and recovery issues and things that we're talking about. But what I really want to get to is, regardless of the adversity that you may be facing, regardless of the challenge, the struggle, the issues you may be up against, I want to give you 5 different areas today that you can really focus and put your attention on. You know, and one of the things that I just think is critical is we've got to gain that relative perspective, right? We've got to gain that relative perspective to where we are, what it is that we're facing, the challenges that we're up against, and really begin to focus on, okay, time out. Let's hit the pause button, right? Hit that pause button, breathe, and take a look. Okay, where am I? What's going on? What blessings do I have around me, right? First thing that when we're facing challenge or adversity that we forget about is how blessed we already are. And some people and I loved hearing this all around and it was amazing. Absolutely story. And you're going to hear more as we learn more of what happened in the impact that Irma had on Florida and moving into Georgia with the winds. You're going to hear people they're going to lose everything. We know that that's happened here in Houston, but yet the people stay humble and stay blessed because they count their blessings for the gifts that they do possess, that they do have, that are present in their lives. And that's one thing, is gain that relative perspective. So I think that's absolutely critical, right? Absolutely critical. Gain perspective on where you are. Do you have what matters absolutely most in your life right here, right now? Are you healthy? Do you have a roof over your head? And if you don't, do you have somewhere that you can be? Do you have your loved ones with you? There's no loss of life. And I don't mean to trivialize those situations, but sometimes we have to look at the gifts. So find those gifts. The next part that I want to get to is a little bit more cliche than gain that relative perspective. The next part is really, it's like, okay, situation, once we've gained that relative perspective, we've kind of done our assessment of where we are. And again, I'm not just talking about the storm. I'm talking about any adversity that you might that you may face. Let's say, heaven forbid, and this, I have to pause for a minute because I'm getting a little rambunctious. But what folks aren't seeing or comprehending, and we'll talk about this briefly, there is a domino impact and effect of this storm on the business community. Right now, people are so busy doing what they need to do to get their lives back in order that they're not out shopping. They're not out visiting the local restaurants. And for the small business owner, for the small business owner, that's huge. If you provide services and your clients, like mine, were impacted, how do you stay in business, right? And there's a domino effect. So adversity can come in many shapes and many forms. It may be a situation where maybe through all of this, a small business may have to close its doors, which I pray is not the case, but that means some folks are going to be out of work. Well, there's adversity. First tip still applies. Gain relative perspective. Second piece that really comes in here now is, okay, take it day by day. And I know that sounds just cliche, and I know that sounds crazy, but it's absolutely true. If you take the situations that you're facing in moments of challenge, in moments of adversity, where it feels like, oh my gosh, I can't do anything and go in the right direction. Oh, good googly goo. Of course, you're going to say good googly goo, right? Holy smoked sausage, whatever works, right? The case and the point that I'm getting to is, how do you now focus like day by day by day? And I know, because you know what? Sometimes getting over those challenges and those situations you're facing, they can seem and feel overwhelming. And if you try to take it on all at the same time, you just simply can't. So how do you do a little bit at a time? How do you go day by day? Again, go back to gain relative perspective. Go back to doing a little bit at a time as you can, where you can. And I think that's absolutely critical. Gain relative perspective was tip number 1. Then gain, where am I? What's going on? How are things happening? And then tip number 2 for facing challenges and adversity in your life is, how can I focus what I'm doing each day at a time? Right? Each day at a time. And it starts with a simple activity. Very simple. Just focus on that day and what do I need to do? What are the 2 to 3 things? If I only have the energy to put forth today, what are the 2 to 3 things that I can do today that can give me progress, that can help me move and advance my cause? Do 2 today. So today's Monday. So imagine how you're going to feel at the end of the day when your beady little head finally hits the pillar, right? Not the pillar like in the wall, but the pillow. Trying to have some fun there, little ad lib, right? But when you finally go to bed, and I said earlier, right, with the wonderful brain stew from Green Day, right, having trouble trying to sleep, this can help you sleep easier when you're facing struggle, challenge, strife, or issues and adversity in your life. Take each day one day at a time. And I know it's cliche, but it's what you can do, and it's how you'll get through the adversity that you're facing here today. We're going to come back, talk a little bit more about that, and then I got 3 more tips to share on how you can overcome adversity when it faces you in your life.
Have you racked up more than $10,000 in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? You should know the credit card companies are tricking you into thinking there's no way out. Credit card companies would rather you didn't know that there are ways you can become debt-free and you don't have to pay the entire amount you owe. There are debt relief programs that help people like you escape overwhelming credit card debt. National Debt Relief has helped tens of thousands of people just like you reduce more than $500 million of debt. National Debt Relief has helped so many people, they're A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau. You don't have to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan. You have the right to settle your debt for a mere fraction of what you owe. Reduce a portion of your debt now. Call National Debt Relief at 800-518-4020. 800-518-4020. That's 800-518-4020.
Attention managers, business owners, and human resources professionals. Do you struggle with positively engaging and developing your team? Hi, this is Ron Klinger, host of the Unleashed Radio Hour. For over a decade, I have been coaching and helping leaders just like you. From management and leadership training to individual coaching and support, I can help you address the everyday challenges you face in your business or organization. If you're looking for a partner to your success, call the man who can help you with your plan. You can reach me online at motivationaltransitions.com or by phone at 832-746-9760.
This is Business 1110.
Yeah, we hustling. I know you are too. Yeah, every day, day by day. I love the apply. Good applause there. Hold on.
Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling.
Yeah, every day we hustling here on the Unleashed Radio Hour. You're out there hustling too. Well, thanks to have you following along. What's up, Big J? Give it a what's up, buddy. Having a good time here. At least we're trying to have a good time, sharing a positive word, little motivation, little inspiration, trying to preach it while I teach it. Here on the Unleashed Radio Hour, I'm your host, Ron Klinger. This is a production of Motivational Transitions. You can learn more by going to motivationaltransitions.com. Hey, look, if any of this resonates with you, right, please do me a favor. Hop on out to my website. Take a look. Take a gander. If you go on out there right now, you'll notice there's lots going on. But click on that More link, and then there's 2 webinars. They're both linked at the bottom of that More link. Guess what? What does that mean? More, M-O-R-E. That there's more that I could do than just this show. This coming Sunday, got a spotlight. 6 days, 5 hours and 35 minutes away from that message is I'm actually conducting a live webinar on 5 steps to find focus and balance in your life. So you want to go deeper in a classroom setting than just a radio? Then jump out, subscribe, get in there. Hey, $25 is all it is. I'm trying to keep it low, trying to keep it where I can help. Again, this coming Sunday at 7 p.m. Central Time, right? This Sunday, the 17th Central Standard Time, right? 6 days, 5 hours and 35 minutes. Where I'm going to give another 5 tips to find focus and balance in your life. Life is a juggle, so just don't struggle. That was bad, I know, but it works. It works for me. Hey, listen, today we're talking about how to overcome and when you're faced with adversity and challenge, how do you get over that? And, the first tip that I gave was gaining relative perspective. You've got to put it in the right perspective, counting those blessings and finding the gift. And I know that sounds very difficult at the times that we're all facing. I know that's extremely challenging when you're thinking, oh my gosh, I don't have flood insurance. My house is flooded. My contents, all my belongings are flooded. Hey, if that's the case, go out to unleashedradiohour.com. hurricane.com. Click on the Harvey Resources, Hurricane Harvey Resources. I've got information that can help you. If you'd like to support the show and you like to give to others, hey, I've got a flash drive campaign that I'm doing. Look, and I'm excited because I'm holding up my flash drives, right? The flash drive. Why? Because I'm going to put stuff on there to help people that need to document their losses here, not only from Hurricane Harvey, but if folks are impacted by Hurricane Irma, you can reach out to me through the website at unleashedradiohour.com. Now, listen, again, we're talking about stips. I get so excited. That's all, folks. I'm stumbling over my tongue today. It's getting in the way. And sometimes, those challenges get in your way of unleashing the best of you. There's a recovery. I don't know how good it was, but it was a recovery. But listen, if you're struggling and things are are difficult out there and you're facing adversity like many are today, again, the first tip was, hey, gain that relative perspective. Figure it out, find the gift, look at the blessings that you've got. The second tip was take it day by day, right? And I think this is so critical that folks, when they get in that feeling of being overwhelmed, and this can be just and managing your business day to day, forget about the adversity, forget about other stuff that's going on. But man, the power of just a simple list. Splash down everything that you can think of, like, okay, these are the things that are on my mind. These are the things that are weighing heavy on my shoulders, right? And I'm still in the second tip of day by day and getting through day by day over the adversity that you might be facing is little by little. Okay, what is it? Splash it all down and just write it down. Don't order it yet, and then go back and prioritize and say, okay, if I had to pick out of my list of 10, 15 things that I just splashed down, 20 things, heaven forbid, what are the top 2 to 3? 2 to 3 only. Just focus on those 2 to 3 today. Just focus on those 2 to 3 things that you can do today on your road to recovery, on getting through the adversity that you're facing. Focus on the 2 to 3. And then don't worry, and then whatever else you're fortunate enough to get done, then hallelujah, amen, you got more done. But that way you're not beating yourself up. That way you're not stressing out more than you have to. When you put your head on the pillow at night, you'll be able to sleep better because you've made progress. If you get 2 to 3 done today on Monday, and then you get 2 to 3 done tomorrow on Tuesday, by hump day, Mike, right? And I actually have a mic in studio. That was just for you, brother Mike, on the board, right? Mike. If you get to hump day on Wednesday, you did 2 to 3 Monday, 2 to 3 things on your list that you got to get done and help you overcome that adversity on Tuesday and then Wednesday. Heck, by the time you're done, you got 6 to 9 things you've already done. You've got it accomplished. You've made progress in your week. And if you do that every day, guess what? Before you know it, whatever challenge, whatever adversity that you're facing, whatever struggle that is real, you'll be making progress and be going in the right direction. Speaking of the right direction, it's time for us to run to a break. You hear the music, you're dialed in. This is the Unleashed Radio Hour.
Grandma, can you come out and play?
Sure, Ellie. Oh my, you might want to come here and help Grandma.
What's the matter, Grandma? Can't you stand?
Oh, sorry, honey. It's my knees. They don't work the way they used to.
Does this ever happen to you? Are you on Medicare? You may qualify for a pain-relieving knee brace at little or no cost to you. Call the Health Hotline to see if you qualify. Our friendly agents are standing by 24/7 to help you. We also have braces for your shoulder, ankle, or back pain. And if you're covered by Medicare, you may qualify for free delivery.
Grandma, slow down. I can't keep up.
Maybe you can use a knee brace too, Ellie. Catch me if you can, kiddo.
Call now to get your pain-relieving knee brace. 800-296-1261. 800-296-1261. 800-296-1261. That's 800-296-1261.
This is Business 1110.
Yes, you may feel like you're banging your head to some music today. Ha! And that is true. This is the Unleashed Radio Hour. Your host, Ron Klinger. Glad to have you along. Glad to be on the airwaves, trying to do my part of being in service and in servitude to those of you who are dialed in, listening in, or if you're listening to this as a podcast or following along on Facebook. Glad to have you a part of the show. Glad to have you follow along with me here today. Now, look, life just isn't always nice to us, and there's times where we have to overcome challenges, adversity, and that is the topic of our show here today. We're getting in, and look, I gave 2 tips. First one, gain relative perspective. Put it in the right perspective. Second tip, get things done. Focus on a day-by-day mentality. What is most important that I accomplish today? When it comes tomorrow, what's the most important thing I accomplish today? When it comes Wednesday, what are the most important things I accomplish today? String together their little successes, and you're going to make progress in your path and journey to overcoming whatever adversity you are facing, whatever challenge you may be up against. That is absolutely critical, crucial, and key to your success. Now, here's the other piece that goes right along with that, live it day by day, is you better celebrate and you better get you some milestones along the way. So when you get to a certain point, right, when you get to an area where you're going through that adversity or that struggle or that challenge, and you get a big win or you get a whole bunch of little wins, celebrate, right? Celebrate that. Get people around you. Say, hey, look, you know what? And again, I don't mean to keep focusing on the hurricane issues, but I know it's real. Look, we cleaned out at the house. The house is now clean. It can air out. We've got everything in the street. Hey, and I know it's a struggle. It's a challenge because I had to sit there and watch my beloved recliner when we got flooded by Hurricane Ike get picked up by the claws and jaws of life and dumped into a dumpster in the back of a truck. I get it. But that's progress. That's progress. And we celebrate those milestones. No different than we celebrate the milestones if you're fortunate enough to be a parent and you've got a child at their first words, that when they begin to crawl, and then when they begin to stand up, and then heaven forbid when they begin to walk, because it's now a whole nother project, because now you're chasing them down, and ooh, what's this? And they're reaching around. But those are milestones. Milestones, ironically, around here for many, it's the second. How often, let's talk about this. How often do you get to take not 1, but 2 first day of school pictures within the same time frame, right? Many kids around here, they started school, and then guess what? It stopped. It stopped. And today, parents all over, okay, take 2, right? You got to redo. Well, celebrate those milestones in that process. Celebrate when you're making progress. Because guess what? It will beget and it will foster and it will grow. Novel concept. Wait for it. More progress. And yes, I need a new whistle, but I still love the little red whistle, and he's my friend, right? And that's a big piece that we're going to get to when I get to tip number 4 here a little bit. You know, tip 1. Gain relative perspective. Think about it. Where you at? What are you doing? Tip number 2, get through the challenge or adversity you're facing 1 day at a time by focusing on what matters most on that day. Make a list of all of those things that need to happen and then pick the most important 2 to 3. Focus your energies there. You'll be less stressed. And then tomorrow, repeat. What are the 2 to 3 things I need to do tomorrow? And then day after, what are the 2 to 3 things tomorrow, right? And then create those milestones. Celebrate the accomplishment. Celebrate the fact you got to 20 tasks and then you're done. Woohoo! My first 20 or my first 10. I don't care. You got to figure that out. Celebrate it. It's huge, and it's very important in keeping that momentum going in that forward path and direction so that you can overcome additional days that you're going to have to face. I can't stress how important that is, right? It is. And you know what? And I love the fact here, throw yourself a dance party, because we all going to dance now. But in this case, we're going to dance to a break. We'll be right back on the Unleashed Radio Hour.
The following update is for drivers who pay too much for car insurance due to DUIs, DWIs, tickets, or anything else. By now, you know all too well that SR22 auto insurance is way more than you'd ever want to pay. You probably thought you didn't have a choice, but you were wrong. Our company specializes in low-cost, very affordable SR22 auto insurance for high-risk drivers. We know that mistakes happen, so take pride in being able to offer absolutely free quotes for this very affordable auto insurance meant specifically for you, the overpaying high-risk driver. We're standing by at 800-749-2984. The only thing you need to do is stop waiting around while your monthly payments stay as high as they are. Our knowledgeable representatives are ready for your call at 800-749-2984. The quote is free, and we'll even handle the filings so you could start saving money every month even sooner. Call 800-749-2984. That's 800-749-2984. Once more, 800-749-2984.
This is Business 1110.
We back in black. All right, woohoo! Thunderstruck, whatever else you got to think of AC/DC-wise, it's all good, right? We on the road. For those about to rock, we do salute you. I don't... Hey, and hopefully you're rocking along with us today here on the Unleashed Radio Hour. I'm your host, Ron Klinger. Look, we're trying to have a fun and uplifting conversation today. I'm tired of the gloom and doom. I'm tired of the horse race another day, right? From Eeyore, from Winnie the Pooh, right? But look, what I am trying to do is share information, tools, and resources on this show. That is the entire purpose of the show, is to help you unleash your career and business by me bringing tools, information, and resources to you via the airways, via podcast, via the Facebook live streaming video. That's my job. I like it. I'm having fun with it. Hopefully you're enjoying the journey as well, too. Today we're talking and giving some specific strategies that you could use to help you overcome challenge, adversity in your life. Again, a big part of this is influenced by where we're facing and what we're doing here immediately in this area, around Houston, around the Texas Gulf Coast, in Florida with the hurricanes that have come in. But this applies to any challenge or adversity that you could be facing in life, right? So the first point that I gave out very early on in the show was, look, gain that relative perspective. Find the gift in where you're at in that adversity. You've got to go seek and find that. And be grateful for the blessings of what you have, where you're at, and what's going on. So that's the first part. Gain relative perspective. The second piece, go day to day. Get things done on a day-to-day basis. Make that long list. It's going to feel overwhelming. Put it down, splice it down, write it down. And I don't know about you, but it probably can explain a lot. It may very well explain a lot on the following. So, Mike, if you agree, you can give a loud amen if you agree. So, look, I'm one of those people. I like the list. I like to make all my lists and get things done. And then I like to take my nice Sharpie marker and sniff it, which may explain a lot. Can I get an amen? Amen. I like to take that Sharpie marker and scratch off those things that I've done. It's an emphatic, yeah, I won this battle, right? And it's uplifting, it's motivating, it's inspiring. So look, live day by day, and then when you get to those points and you accomplish those tasks and you're overcoming the adversity, you're going to be motivated to take on the next day, and the next day, and the next day. So I can't tell you how important that is. Those milestones are critical. Make it at 10 tasks, make it at 15, I don't care. Make it at something else of significance to you, of importance. And then, hey, and if you're all by yourself, throw your own party. I don't care. Celebrate somehow, right? Celebrate somehow. Right, for me, when I love to celebrate, I go get wings. And that may explain exactly why I'm not losing any weight. Which means hopefully I've had a lot to celebrate lately, right? So 1, gain relative perspective. 2, live it day by day. Get things done on a day by day basis. 3, create milestones. I told you I was going to give you 5 tips. Number 4. Number 4 is probably the most pivotal. And this is one that I myself struggle with. If you're facing adversity, you have a challenge, you're stressed, you're pressed, whatever the case might be, whatever the situation is. See, we've made it to a point where people who ask for help, we perceive that as weakness, when the reality is, if you need help, you need to ask. And that is more a sign of strength than anything else. So, and it may be a situation where you don't know maybe how to get through. Maybe the help that you ask for is in facing that challenge or that adversity is you just simply say, hey, I just need an ear to bend, right? And sometimes that's all it takes is just someone to talk to. The worst thing you can do is try to go through this balance of this adversity, this challenge, or this struggle, and just bear it all on your shoulders. I should know. I do that all the time, right? I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to do it. I'm going to get through this myself. I'm rough, tough, real stuff. I went to Texas A&M. Right? For those who are the Aggies out there know exactly what I'm talking about. But with things like Hurricane Harvey, Irma, other significant challenges that you might be facing, you need to get in who's in your circle. Who is that solid rock and foundation in your circle? Hey, and if it's other help, then go get it too. But who is that help in your immediate circle that you can reach out to, that can help you in your path or your journey, that can be that sounding board or that ear that you can bend? Whose ear can you bend? how can you then, because see, I think that's the critical piece that most people just don't follow. They try to take it all on themselves, and then it becomes overwhelming. And then adversity gets stacked upon adversity. Challenge gets stacked upon challenge. And now it seems as though there is no resolve. And I think that's why I'm trying to share this information today. So look, if you're out there and you're listening and you're dialing in, that's great. If you're following along in the podcast, love it. But also think about this, and I say this with a little bit of tongue-in-cheek, sharing is caring. If you know that there's someone that's going out there and you think there's anything at all that I've talked about today that can help somebody else, share this as a resource to them. Send them out to the website. Go out to unleashedradiohour.com. I've got resources out there. Click on the Harvey resources. Again, it's specific to Harvey, but it relates exactly and directly to Hurricane Irma as well, right? And I think that's critical. I think that's huge, is that we've got to be mindful that when we're facing adversity, when things are popping up that we're not able to deal with immediately, or we just don't know. You know, in this case, again, I had a great conversation with someone who I've only met because we met at the 2017 Houston Texans draft party. We connected on Facebook because we got some cool pictures together. We made it on national television together on the NFL Network. But Michelle was flooded. And it just, something moved me today that said, hey, there's a resource. I'm trying to keep track of people that I know, right? If you're not aware, that the American Red Cross is making some donations to folks. You can go out, you have to apply online, right? And so I shared this with some of the folks that I know that were directly impacted, and it was shared with me. And it was very evident, and I just felt this, hey, here's this resource. Yeah, can I call you? And we talked. And I was glad that I was able to help somebody that wasn't necessarily even a call for help. It just turned out that I understand. I've been there. I know what it's like. Maybe not in the intimate of details, maybe not in every aspect of every way, but I know what it's like to have your home flooded and try to work back onto the road to recovery. It is a unique experience, and it's not one that I wish on anybody, but we're facing it. So reach out to the people who've dealt with it, who've come out. And look, and I said, and I told her this, I said, look, this is going to sound cliche once again. But we, our family, my family, came out stronger on the other side of that than you could have imagined. And again, that's where those milestones come in, and be willing to ask for help. So again, the 4 tips that I've shared so far. First one, gain relative perspective on the challenge or the adversity that you're facing. Find the blessings in where you're at, what you're dealing with. You've got to go and look and find the good. The second piece is getting more good, which is going through things day by day, one day at a time. And no, that's not a plug for the soap opera. These are the days of our lives, right? But it's one day at a time. Do 2 to 3, no more. That's it. Focus on the most key, critical 2 to 3 things. And then if you get those done and you feel like you could take on the world, because you are the king of the world. And if you're not in studio watching the video, I'm actually doing the Titanic. I am the king of the world. Sorry, I have to try to give the visual because that's exactly what I thought to do, right? But you're going to feel good. And then when you do get things accomplished, when you do establish some very clear milestones that give you the opportunity. Here's why milestones work. Not only do they work in the celebratory fashion, right, to help you celebrate, they enable you to cast a vision to the future that gives you the most powerful 4-letter word that I could share when there's times of adversity and challenge. And that 4-letter word is hope. Hope that where I'm going is better than where I'm at today. We all have that. That's a need of human beings, period. Right? There's so many different areas and so many different analogies. And I talk about hope and I talk about vision in the leadership classes that I teach when I'm helping leaders understand the importance and the significance of being a visionary leader. Now, I'm not saying you've got to have, clairvoyancy in your DNA. What I am saying is, where are we going tomorrow? What is it going to look like 1 year, 2 years, 5 years? In this particular case, what's it going to look like tomorrow? What's it going to look like next week, next month? Shorten the time span. Create a vision. Now, we had to do this with my family when we were flooded, right? The first vision was, okay, let's get the damage done and assessed. What did we lose? What are we able to save? Let's get cleaned up. Boom. Okay, and thankfully we had help. because we asked for it. People offered it. And I had to humble myself and accept it. And that was not easy for me to do. Not because I'm above it, not because I'm better than it. It's just I'm just not used to asking and receiving help. But I wouldn't have been able to do it without all the wonderful people that came through my home that helped to tear out carpet while I was dealing with insurance, while I was dealing with the FEMA paperwork, because I did have flood insurance and everything else. And going through that process, they were able to do some things that allowed me to focus on the 2 to 3 things that day that mattered most, which is what I'm continuing to try to preach and teach. 2 to 3 things. And then when you get those milestones, celebrate them, but also create them so you have a vision out in the future. And the biggest vision that got me through the entire thing, again, we got in, and I'm not saying this is going to be your situation, but when we got flooded by Hurricane Ike in 2008 in September, it took us close to a year before we moved back into our home the following August, right? And when I got back in, I didn't want to do no more home repairs. I didn't want to think about what color do we want here, what do we do there, and you're like, wait a minute. But those are actually exciting things. There were certain things we were able to put back into our home through that process that gave us a renewed, fresh beginning. And I think that's critical to comprehend and understand. You will get through this. You will come out on the other side. And like we did, I believe most people will hopefully come out stronger on the other side. But make sure you ask for help if it's needed. What's up, brother Jose, hopping out there on Facebook Live? I appreciate you. Miss your birthday. Happy belated birthday. Feliz cumpleaños, mi amigo. Look, last piece here, and I'm going to give a bonus tip. If you have the opportunity, and even though you may be facing adversity, one thing that I know that can help, and this is going to sound crazy, journal the journey. Whether it's photo journey, whether it's written journal, right? Whatever the case might be. Because I can tell you right now, and I like to photo journal things. I like, for example, I took so many pictures of our damaged home and everything through the rebuild that I can go back and then reflect upon it when I reach those milestones and say, whew, we did it. So guess what? You're going to face adversity again in the future. What got me through the last time? Or what's helping me get this done? How can we get going forward? Can I get an amen? Amen. Because you know what? Hey, if it worked in the past, then guess what? You're going to get through it again. So it sounds kooky. It sounds crazy, whether it's photos, writing, typing out Word documents somewhere, or you have a written journal, a book that opens up, with papers and lines, and you use a writing implement like a pen or a pencil. I know it's common. Heaven forbid we have put a phone down out of our hands these days. But can you photo journal? Can you actually write in your journal? Use that to help you reflect back and see how far you've come. Which then goes back to celebrate your milestones and asking for help and day by day and finding the gift and gaining that relative perspective, because you too can get through the adversity if you take the right steps. I got a bonus tip that I'm going to give here a little bit later. When we come back, we're going to jump into the Be Positive segment of the day. You're dialed in. I'm your host, Ron Klinger, and this is The Experience, known as the Unleashed Radio Hour.
If your car's no longer covered by a manufacturer's warranty, repairing it can break the bank. Rebuild, replace transmission, $3,200. Anti-lock brake system, $1,000. Rebuild, replace engine, $2,400. Truth is, once your warranty runs out, it's all on you. Every last cent. A vehicle service contract just makes sense. And a vehicle service contract from Toco Warranty makes the most sense. Many other companies hit you with a large down payment. With Toco, there's no down payment. And with Toco, you can pay as you go with affordable payments. Don't waste another minute. Pick up the phone and call Toco right now to start saving big money on expensive covered auto repairs. Prices vary by vehicle. The monthly price for most plans, about the cost of a tank of gas per month. Get your free quote now. Call Toco at 800-269-3100. That's 800-269-3100. 800-269-3100. Cancellation fee may apply. Subject to eligibility. Not available in Missouri and Washington. Waiting period and deductible apply. Coverage provided and administered by Warrantech Corporation or its affiliates. Not affiliated with any manufacturer or dealership. Visit TocoWarranty.com for complete terms and conditions.
Attention managers, business owners, and human resources professionals. Do you struggle with positively engaging and developing your team? Hi, this is Ron Klinger, host of the Unleashed Radio Hour. For over a decade, I have been coaching and helping leaders just like you. From management and leadership training to individual coaching and support, I can help you address the everyday challenges you face in your business or organization. If you're looking for a partner to your success, call the man who can help you with your plan. You can reach me online at motivationaltransitions.com or by phone at 832-746-9760.
This is Business 1110.
Turning it down for what here on the Unleashed Radio Hour? Woo, I wish I'd have heard that in NRG Stadium this weekend because I did not hear it the way I wanted it to. We heard it. We just didn't get it in a celebratory fashion. Speaking of celebratory fashion, that ties into one of our main points today here on the Unleashed Radio Hour of overcoming adversity is to have milestones that you can celebrate. When you face that adversity, when you face that struggle or that challenge or strife in your life, hey, it's important that you have those celebrations. Another thing that I wanted to kind of just share with this, and again, you know, there's tons of quotes on overcoming adversity, and again, there's a huge emphasis on right now on the hurricanes. But again, today we are on the 16th anniversary of 9/11, right? So we've got that challenge, and we rebounded from that, right? We get back. That's not to diminish the loss of life or the heinous act that it was. But, you know, one of the things about adversity, and here's one quote that's out there, and there are aplenty. Adversity is a series of episodes in life that helps to build character, right? Adversity is a series of episodes, and I say episodes because they're shorter or they're longer, depending upon whatever life throws your way. But adversity is a series of episodes in life that helps to build character. You know, that's one quote, you know... I love this one by C.S. Lewis. Hardships often prepare ordinary people for an extraordinary destiny. I'll read that one again. Hardships often prepare ordinary people for an extraordinary destiny by C.S. Lewis. You know, and it's those kind of things that we try to put here on the Unleashed Radio Hour. You know, not only are we here to give you tools, information, and resources to help you unleash your business, but we're also here to give you a little pep in your step, a little inspiration, a little motivation along the way every Monday here on Business 1110. And again, I do not take the opportunity that I have to get on the airwaves to share this information with you lightly. It is a responsibility that I bear, that I want to make sure that I'm here to be of support and service to you. Hey, if you'd like to learn more about how I can do that and be of support and service to you, hop on out to motivationaltransitions.com. I've got some webinars that I'm getting ready to host to try to take it in a virtual world to do some online training. Would love to have your support. Go out there, click on the More tab, M-O-R-E, First Year Success Tips. Yeah, you got a first-year student in college? Guess what? Not this Sunday, but the 24th. Hey, 10 tips for student success in the first year of college webinar. You can sign up at motivationaltransitions.com. We're going to run to a break. Come back for our closing comments and closing segment. You're listening to the Unleashed Radio Hour.
Writing a Christian book, you're doing an amazing thing, getting it all down on paper. But once you've got the manuscript, then what? Well, you can spend a year or more trying to find a publisher, or you can cut right to the chase. Make your book real with Zulon Press. Finding a publisher is time-consuming and uncertain. With Zulon Press, things are quick and definite. They specialize in one thing, helping Christian authors put their books in print. Zulon Press will publish your book. Zulon Press gets it into bookstores. Your book is on Amazon. Work with Zulon Press and there's no question, you are a published author. If you're writing a Christian book, get your free publishing guide from Zulon Press. Just log on to ChristianPublishing.com. That's ChristianPublishing.com. Zulon Press. Book publishing by Christians for Christians. Get your free publishing guide at ChristianPublishing.com. Zulon Press is a division of Salem Communications, the same people who bring you this nifty radio station.
This is Business 1110.
Yeah, we've been out there rocking and rolling today. We've been taking care of business here on the Unleashed Radio Hour. We have the full belief that if you take the right steps, you can overcome any adversity that you face. That with the right idea, with the right approach, you can get it on the other side. Because for those about to rock, we salute you. Ha! And we believe that you're going to rock here. That's why we're doing the show today here on the Unleashed Radio Hour. And again, your host, Ron Klinger. Look, you know, I know it is a struggle out there sometimes day to day. Forget about the hurricanes. Just take day-to-day life. And one of the things that I think is critical is that we gain that relative perspective on what we do, how we do it. That you take everything day by day. Create milestones along your path and journey, not only to celebrate, to create and cast a vision of a better tomorrow. That when there's help that is needed, humble thyself and ask for it. Accept it and embrace it when others reach out to you with a servant heart to help you in times where you may need it the most. Make sure that when you are facing challenge or adversity that you have the opportunity to document, to journal, to keep track of that journey that you have just come out of so that when adversity, and it will, pop and rear its nasty head again, you can go back and read and be reminded of how you've overcome the adversities that you've faced in the past. I think it's critical, I think it's huge, and I think it's important that one of the other ways that you can truly, as the bonus tip of the day, is once you get done, you get through the adversity, and even potentially in the middle, find ways to get out and help others. Serve one another, support one another, be there for one another. That's why we were created. That's how we were created. We're not meant to go through this world alone, nor are you meant to face and overcome the challenges that you might be facing all by yourself. I hope today's been an inspirational message. That was a point. That was a mission. The little red whistle is here, and you better just listen to my rhymes because I'm all about this and cuz. Oh, hey, but it does take two. We have to get out there and take care of business. I always appreciate the help that I've got here in studio. Brother Mike, it's always a pleasure to be on the airways with you, brother. You controlling the boards here and everybody here at Business 1110 KTEK to make this show happen. I thank you all for following along out there on Facebook. Got several folks commenting. Hey, if this show helped you or do you believe or perceive it can help somebody else, then by all means, share the love. Sharing is caring. Hop on out to UnleashedRadioHour.com. I'll have the podcast up here later today, tomorrow. But you can always go out on Facebook. Follow along at Unleashed Radio Hour. Like the page. Again, Unleashed Radio Hour on Facebook. Like the page. Kevin, thanks for following along and listening in, brother. Up there in Jersey, my friend. I appreciate you. Love you much, my brother. Hey, look, love the fact that I got to get on the airwaves again with you all. We thank you. I appreciate you. As always, it is an honor. It is a privilege to be on the airwaves with you here today on the Unleashed Radio Hour. Until next week, ladies and gentlemen, stay good, be blessed, be blessing to one another. You will get through this. We will get through it together. Until next week, see ya!